Welcome, everybody. I'm Mark LaRanger, President CEO of Chrysalis, pronouns he, him, his. It is so great to virtually be together. We have done these broadcasts throughout the pandemic, and it just seems like that doesn't go away. But we are doing the best that we can, like all of you. And the great news at Chrysalis is that our lobbies are open again. At the beginning of the March, after Omicron kind of calmed down a bit, we started resuming the services that we had started last fall, but had to pause. And we are really excited to have clients and staff together again. I'm at our downtown office today, and it's been a busy day on this beautiful spring morning or afternoon. So really exciting times. So today, we are going to be talking about something that is really, really fun and exciting for the organization. Our board of directors recently approved a new 2-year strategic plan, and our emphasis in that plan is to engage the community, to enhance our programming, and to expand to new clients and new regions. And that is the part that we're going to be talking about today. So we are really, really fortunate to have with us Tony Tavares, who is the director of Caltrans District 7, based as that picture behind him suggests in downtown LA. James Winfrey, who is our regional director for our roads program in the Inland Empire. Oh, wait. I just gave away that we're expanding to the Inland Empire. Shh. James will talk about that in a minute. And Justin Graber, who is the director of operations for our roads program. You'll hear from all of them in just a minute. But for James and for Director Tavares, since this is Chrysalis and we're about jobs, we always like to start these broadcasts with, what was your first job? Director Tavares, let's start with you.
Yeah, thank you. My first job started when I was extremely young. I was about 10 years old. It was a paper route. If you remember that, I'm aging myself here by talking about newspaper routes, but that was my first job. And I've done a lot of different types of jobs working in the hospitality business, many different positions there, but also I've done janitorial work. I've done just about everything from the ground on up. So
I love that paper route job. I too remember delivering Sunday papers where your bike is just about falling over because you got so much. James, how about you? What was your first job?
Well, I think my job was rather unique. I was 15 years old and I worked at McDonald's, but not just any McDonald's. I'm from St. Louis and I worked on the McDonald boat. They had a steamboat that was permanently docked on the shore of the Mississippi River. And so that's why I worked. And for some strange reason, they made me wear a sailor suit. So I don't know how that works, but
yeah. At the next holiday party, staff party, James will be wearing a sailor suit. No doubt. And Justin, welcome. What was your first job?
Yeah, my first job, oddly enough, I had family members that owned floristry, flower shops. So my first job was for a florist by the name of Osamu. And I basically scrubbed buckets, took thorns off of roses and prepped containers for arrangements and things like that. So, yeah.
I'm making notes here, Justin. We got a special event coming up soon. So you got flower duty. This is perfect. James has got the food. Justin's got the flowers, and Director Tavares, you'll be delivering the handbills or something. We'll figure out something. So Director, let's start with you. In the governor's budget last summer, there was a major initiative that's called Clean California. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. This is really a monumental program. Based on the vision and leadership of Governor Newsom, Clean California is providing more than $1 billion over a multi-year period to address litter, while also transforming unsightly roadsides into spaces with sustainable beautification projects that are really places of pride for our communities. And a big target of this program is not only addressing litter and beautifying the state right of way, but also giving back to our communities and addressing locations within our communities, neighborhoods, and providing open spaces, green spaces for families and children to enjoy as well. Clean California is also generating anywhere estimated between 10 and 11,000 jobs over the 3-year period. And these are jobs we're looking at hiring people in our communities also right here in Los Angeles. Providing those opportunities for those beautification projects to local artists, local folks in the communities to help drive and guide what those beautification projects look like. Another component of Clean California is also, I mentioned the litter component. About half of the money there is going towards litter abatement. And that's really where the partnership with Chrysalis, I think, really can come in, and we're able, because of these additional resources, bring on Chrysalis and increase the number of resources that we're able to utilize through Chrysalis. And I'll say my history with Chrysalis goes back at least 12 years, if not longer, when I was the division chief for maintenance out of Sacramento and working with Chrysalis and the crews and identifying those opportunities of where we can bring Chrysalis into our right of way and partner together. So Clean California is, like I said, wonderful program. We're so fortunate that the governor and the legislature approved this to go forward, and looking forward to the great work to do in partnership with Chrysalis.
That is a serious investment. I know we have a large network of highways in this state, but $1 billion seems like quite a bit to spend on something like this. What was it that the Caltrans and the governor felt that this should be such a big priority in the state?
Well, you know, I think the pandemic really reawakened all of us as we started seeing California, seeing the litter, the debris that was just flowing onto our freeways, our highways, our open spaces, and we want to take California back, if you will, and bring pride back to our cities, our communities, our neighborhoods. And you know, having this program is definitely going to allow us to do that over the next 3 years, and it will also have an educational component to that as well, where we can start targeting young children in elementary school, high schools, on the impacts of litter and what the harms are with litter and how it just creates a condition of blight for our communities. And so that educational component is another important aspect of Clean California.
Great. Well, we truly appreciate the partnership that we have with Caltrans here, as well as in other districts, some of which we serve today and some we are about to serve. And so I want to turn it over to James Winfrey to tell us a little bit about what that expansion stuff looks like.
Definitely. Well, we are excited to soon offer more transitional job opportunities through our partnership with Caltrans and the Butte County Office of Education. For Chrysalis, this means an expanded opportunity to positively impact the lives of clients in Los Angeles, Orange, and San Bernardino and Riverside counties. Building on our existing program, our crew additions will be as follows. Next slide. Los Angeles is adding 1 new crew, bringing the total number of roads crews to 10. Orange County is adding 4 crews, bringing the total number of roads crews to 7. And yes, there will be 7, that's right, 7 new roads crews launching in Inland Empire. Super exciting. What does that mean? This doubles the total number of Chrysalis roads crews in Southern California from 12 to 24. This means we are able to meet more clients where they are on the path to self-sufficiency. By offering trauma-informed feedback in real time and comprehensive job readiness training and support. Each crew employs an estimated 50 transitional workers each year. So the addition of 12 crews means roughly 600 more individuals who we could support each year, and that's exciting. On any given day, our staff members are working with thousands of people who are focused on their job search. Our transitional job programs, including roads, have seen a stepping stone for many clients But with 12 crews being launched over the next month, we are challenged to ramp up and prepare our folks for work quickly. One of our first steps is always to work with our outreach team members and to communicate with community partners. So thank you to all of our peer service providers, especially those such as housing providers and shelters who are referring people to our program. Internally, our departments are working together to host inclusive one-day trainings. We are welcoming people who are totally new to Chrysalis and existing clients to hiring events. And these hiring events afford people an opportunity to take advantage of our core program and complete program onboarding all in one day. And they are specific to onboarding people in the roads program. Last week in Orange County, the second hiring event onboarded around 9 new Chrysalis clients. On that day, the group of new transitional employees completed new hire paperwork, met with their employment specialists, completed a job prep class, and attended sexual harassment prevention training. Please reach out to me so I could connect you as we look forward to doing the same in the Inland Empire. Now, let's talk timeline. We are currently preparing to ensure a seamless launch in just a few weeks. We are hiring crews and expect the first crew rollout to occur by the end of this month. Next month, new crews will begin in all counties, and we expect to have fully rolled out all new crews by the beginning of May. I spoke earlier about positively impacting the lives of our clients. Let's watch this impact video. Jasmine will share with us what a transitional job means to her. Afterwards, you will hear from my colleague, Justin. And what's your name?
Jaslyn.
How do you spell that?
Jazlyn.
All right. And how long have you been with us?
It will be a year next month.
Okay. And just tell us, how did you find out about Chrysalis?
Actually, through my probation officer. I was just getting out of county, and he referred me over to Chrysalis, and I got in with the roads crew, and you guys have assisted me with pretty much everything that I've needed since I've been here with you guys.
Awesome. And how did you find out about the roads crew?
Actually, through my ES, Michelle. She was the one that let me know that there was a roads crew out here, and so that I could go ahead and try it out and see how I liked it, and I stick it out for a year, and I really do like it.
And what kind of work do you do with roads?
We clean up the freeways, we do freeway closures, we do like maintenance, landscaping, ground sweeping, all of that.
Okay. And so what is your hope for the future in terms of like, maybe like where you want to work, what you want to do with your
I actually want to work my way up through Chrysalis to eventually be supervisor, to kind of set an example to the clients to show them that if I could do it, they could do it. There's really no stepping stone that we can't accomplish in through this company, and Chrysalis is honestly the greatest resource to help us get to where we want to, whether it's through Chrysalis or through other employment avenues.
Awesome. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Nice. Thank you, James. So that kind of video makes me think about, I'm always having this conversation with Chrysalis, and really an argument, I guess, and really about what's most important, the client or the leadership, right? So what I know is what was most important to me coming through the program almost 5 years ago was being surrounded by all the people that cared. And people that had such a passion for helping folks. Now, they will always say it was a hard work and effort on my part. And I will always say that it's the level of care and programming provided that gave me a reason to wake up every day and try. But the truth of it is, it's only folks like you all that Jasmine and myself are able to share our story of change. So I'd kind of like to take you through a day, you know, what's the client experience? What's the experience for the client? So, you know, one of the unique things about roads is that we can bring the classroom to the field. And so we've integrated programming to the workflow of the day. So for example, we deliver OSHA safety trainings before deployment every day. So the supervisor uses this time to check in with clients, do a temperature check, address any barriers the client might be facing that day, and then being able to recommend services and resources and sharing job opportunities and things like that. There's also, opportunity throughout the day for our supervisors to develop hard and soft skills with the clients, such as coaching best practices and safety, demonstrations on how to properly use tools, allowing the clients to shadow a conversation, as they're speaking to a supervisor from Caltrans to learn communication skills and customer facing. And then we're always able to give, real-time feedback using SBI model. And so what we realize is there's all this quality time that the supervisors, able to spend out there with the clients. So we thought, heck, why not have them deliver programming? So we've trained our supervisors in things like trauma-informed care, emotional intelligence, CBT, and de-escalation training. It's really part of a training curriculum that the supervisors receive in order to really, meet the client where they're at. Some of the other things we've created is we have a lead program. And what that is, some of these clients that are coming aboard with, skills, pre-existing work experience and things like that, or they just want to, try something different and help the supervisor run the crew. And so we bring them aboard as leads, and it's a program that we take them through. The great thing also is we use it as a hiring pool for our supervisors. In fact, currently all of our supervisors right now were once clients who became leads. So just a really great opportunity. So what does the day look like? So the clients will meet at one of the centers for deployment where they clock in, receive daily trainings, safety trainings, get dressed in their full PPE. And then from there, they'll head out to one of the Caltrans facilities where they will pick up their porta potty and trailer, supplies, and instructions for the day. They will then drive to the job site, be given the job assignments. And so some of these assignments can vary from helping Caltrans in landscape control, helping the tree trimming crew, removing debris and litter, also known as beautifying the area, which Tony mentioned, mulching, just a variety of jobs, all while working on the freeways and highways. After the job is finished, the crew will head back to the yard where they clean, dump, drop off the porta potty, and head back to the center to clock out. At the end of the day, the supervisors like to have what's called a debrief. And basically it's where the supervisor gets to share with the clients, and they get to share with the supervisors and each other on how the day went. Maybe something that went well, maybe they learned something new, or maybe something not to do again. So with the expansion, as James mentioned, we are super busy preparing. Just give you a little insight on that. We just received an order of 10 vehicles that came from, we've heard of this vehicle shortage. So literally, we've pulled vehicles from all over the country. And so now we have to outfit these vehicles with aftermarket products such as tow packages, decals, amber lights, all the things we need to operate safely on the freeway. And so we also preparing trailers with all the necessary tools needed for the job, and hiring. We are hiring. So if anybody, just get the word out. We are hiring. So I think right now we're in need of like 14 supervisors. I mean, we are ordering, hiring SOMs and 100+ clients. So get the word out. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Justin, and Director Tavares. Don't worry, we got all that handled. Don't worry about the hiring. We got that handled. But don't listen to me. Everybody else, we're hiring. We're really hiring. But Director Tavares, I know Caltrans is hiring as well, and I know, for example, 14 of our crew members or former supervisors are now working career track positions with Caltrans. Can you talk a little bit about that component of the program?
Yeah, it's absolutely exciting to me. This past summer, we held, I believe it was 5 hiring events, and Chrysalis was right there at each one of them to bring qualified candidates to apply and attend and be interviewed on the spot. We had over 1,100 people come to these hiring events. We made over 400 conditional job offers, and we were actually able to bring on close to 300 of those people. And as you mentioned, 14 of them are former Chrysalis employees, and we're excited to have them on board. I believe the partnership that we have with Chrysalis is so essential. People deserve second chances, and in life, we're all human beings. I've made mistakes. We've all made some mistakes in our lives, some of them due to our own upbringing, maybe to our environment, due to our own lack of experience or knowledge. But to discard a human being for a mistake they made when they were young and not give them a second chance, that is not what I'm about. I'm about providing people opportunities, and so is Caltrans, and we're excited to continue to partner with Chrysalis. And the Clean California program is allowing us to do just that. And I know James showed we're increasing our crew by just one crew. Well, that's what that is right now. I intend to increase that even more. So we're going to have more Chrysalis teams out there with us, helping us. And I'm going to continue to look to Chrysalis as a partner. As your members graduate from your team, I want to bring them on as Caltrans employees. And from there, it's not just a job, as I tell people, but it's really a career. And there's so many opportunities for these individuals to move up. We even have some supervisors and managers on our team that were once Chrysalis employees and Chrysalis members. And so it's exciting to see them become successful, change their lives, and really do some positive things. So just a wonderful partnership we have with Chrysalis.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And Justin, did you take a note? We better get some more of those vans from someplace. Just go find them. I got to brag on Justin for a little bit. He did start out as a program participant and a crew member on a roads team, and to a lead, to a supervisor, to a manager. Justin was recently promoted to the director role at Chrysalis, which is a very big deal. That's a senior management role. And I couldn't be prouder to see, Justin, the progression you've made for our program and everything you bring to us, everything I learned from you and your colleagues learn from you every day. And Justin is one of about a third of the Chrysalis staff that have lived experience, that have started as a client and have shown that they have leadership potential and they want to give back to the community. And we've seen that talent and promoted them. So super excited about that. So James, as you're taking on this exciting opportunity out in the Inland Empire, I know we can't do this by ourselves, right? We must have partnerships that you're developing in those communities. Can you talk about that for a second?
Yes, Mark, we are developing a lot of partnerships. We've been having great conversations with organizations in the Inland Empire, including IE Rebound, COPE, United Way, and we're looking forward to strengthening those relationships, as well as expanding relationships with organizations with similar missions throughout San Bernardino and Riverside counties. So yeah, we're on the move with making some connections.
Great. I also want to give a shout out to the Butte County Office of Education. There may be some of our friends from BCOE that are on the broadcast today in the audience. They are a partner with Caltrans to coordinate most of this work throughout the state. It's kind of a heavy lift for them, and it's a bit of an interesting relationship where they are trying to find folks like us in various communities to do this work. But to Keith and the rest of the BCOE crew, we really, really appreciate the partnership we have with you. So I know we've got about 4 minutes that we can get some questions in, and there was one from one of our guests or one of our audience members today, Director Tavares, that I'll direct your way, and it's that homeless encampments and graffiti and trash seem to be. This is what Clean California is all about. It in some parts of our community, it can seem like just after we get that graffiti cleaned up, boom, it's back the next way. How is Caltrans addressing that?
Yeah, so the graffiti and litter, obviously it's an issue we're dealing with on a daily basis, and addressing that as frequently as possible. We're actually being very strategic on how we continue to address graffiti and litter by what we call our corridors, so specific routes, having crews and teams assigned to those routes and hitting those on a daily basis to keep them as clean as possible. And you mentioned the encampments, and that's an extremely complex issue because Our goal, from what we used to do previously, is really to find solutions for these people experiencing homelessness, and working with other partners, not unlike Chrysalis, but finding transitional housing, finding opportunities for these people to receive services so they can permanently move off the right of way and into a better place, if you will, and better space. So we're working very closely with a lot of partners on the encampment issue, and being very strategic on how we do that moving forward.
Thank you for that. I know it is a difficult issue. It's one that we talk about all the time, of course, in our work. Many of our program participants have experienced homelessness or been otherwise housing insecure. And it is certainly one of the issues of our time. And Caltrans is right in the middle of it because you own so much right of way and property. And we appreciate the thoughtful way that in your district in particular, you've been approaching this issue.
Thank you.
Justin, when you think about your experience moving through the program, what is the biggest lesson you learned when you were new to a crew and now you're in a management role? What's the biggest lesson you learned through that whole experience?
To trust the help, to trust the professionals. When I showed up, I didn't have a lot of hope. I was 40 something years old, having to restart my life again. And so just trusting that, everyone else had the answers and I didn't. And I was able to humble myself and just basically apply the program. It was that simple, literally. I have applied the program and applied the direction from leadership. And this is literally where it's taken me. So, yeah.
Good advice for all of us, right? Sometimes you just got to trust the process. Well, I see that we were right at time, and at Chrysalis, we like to start things on time and end on time because we want to respect everyone's time. Director Tavares, can't thank you enough for joining us today, but also for everything you've done to help promote this program. And we're going to hold you to it to get some more crews in District 7. That'll be exciting. James, thank you for your videography. For those of you in the audience that have not benefited from watching James' videos that he does for us internally, he should actually be a film producer, but don't anyone tell him that because we can't afford to lose him. And Justin, thanks for everything that you do for Chrysalis. We are so happy to have you as part of the team. Thanks everybody for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you on our next broadcast. Have a great afternoon, everybody.